Thursday, November 14th. Forgot to hit record on the Roadcaster today. Today we're talking about car buying being harder in October. Cybertruck available like now in inventory, and OpenAI's new operator. Operator, agent,
it's some cheeky
disruptor
ones
of your
today.
life.
I feel like we got some cheeky ones we get to talk about today. Like Thursday is going to get a little chippy on the show. You know what I mean?
Look, yesterday we released More Than Cars episode 4. Thank you to everyone who was able to join us on the live stream. It was a riot in the comments. If you haven't seen it, go to morethancars.tv. It's right there, front and center. You got to see episode 4. It is so much fun. We've been getting great feedback from it. That thing just moves. Like before you know it, it's over. Go check it out. And tell us what you think, because this is just the beginning of what's happening in this industry, where people are finding out the truth of what's actually happening inside dealerships all across the country. And you should be a part of it, especially if you're in this ecosystem. You believe the same things we believe.
Actually, don't go to morethancars.tv. Go to
fine.
Prime Video, Amazon Prime, your Prime app, any of those places. Type in More Than Cars. It'll be the first search result. It's there already on Prime Video. If you do us the favor, pay the $1.99. Look, if you're really hurting for the $1.99, call your boy, okay? And I'll figure it out. But show Amazon Prime that we need to be on that ad-supported tier as an industry, so that other people can watch it that are outside of the industry and see what the great things that are going on inside.
That's right. Like that's the kind of thing where you can share with friends and family then on Prime, because they're not going to pay $1.99, but you are, because you care enough about it, and it's $1.99. Do we even get any of that money? Like,
no, we don't get a dime of it. You kidding me?
It's like a distributor fee and all that stuff. No.
I think we get 1 penny per download or something.
This is just to make a little bit of noise.
I mean, I could tell you how much we've made, but like,
how much have we made?
$12.40 so far.
Hey, it's almost enough for a Chick-fil-A meal. Almost enough. But listen, if you could do that, go to more than Amazon Prime or Prime Video. This is a way that we can hand raise as an industry and builds momentum behind that. If you don't want to do that, that's cool too. You can go watch it for free on YouTube or morethancars.tv. We don't want to put a barrier there, but you know, if you're a believer, you have $1.99 to make sure Amazon knows. You know,
there you go. And
next time I see you, I'll give you $2.
That's exactly right.
Totally will.
Coffee and we'll double it. You know,
totally will. We have an webinar coming up this Friday, at 1 p.m. It's with our friends at Stream Companies, talking about auditing your 2024 ad performance. And it's a part 1 of a part 2. It's going to be analyzing it. Here are tips on how to analyze it. Part 2 is going to be like, all right, now let's hear some tips on planning 2025. So you can just go to asotu.com right there above the fold. You can sign up for the webinar, be a part of the live version. You can heckle us. It's so much fun. Or you'll get the recording when you're done. And trying to make this industry better, one short, fun webinar at a time.
Hey, there you go.
All right, let's talk about some news. According to a recent CDK Global study, shoppers struggled a bit more in October with finding the right car, as inventory disruptions such as stop sales, model turnovers, natural disasters did take a toll on EOP, or ease of purchase. That's what we're talking about in this whole study. 87% of buyers reported an easy car buying experience, down from 89%. 87 sounds good until it was 89 last month. August was a record 93%. So we're going in the wrong direction. Only 49% of shoppers could buy their preferred vehicle on the lot. That's down from 54% in September, with the test drive ease also slipping to 78%, which is a rare dip below 80%. Complaints about, quote, too many things to choose from, excessive paperwork, helped drop that ease of purchase rating. The time it took to finalize purchases, here's another one, increased for 32% of buyers, up from 25% in September. Only 15% of people experience quicker purchase. So ease of purchase, it's going the wrong way, folks.
We're all going the wrong way. What happened? What happened? Okay, few things happening. I think some people are already prepping, like on the ease of purchase, the actual paperwork side. People have been prepping for the cars rule, and paperwork has entered the ecosystem, ladies and gentlemen. So I think that's happening. I do think that, you know, one of the benefits of limited inventory is reducing decision fatigue. It's like you get that one or that one, which one you want. And now you increase decision fatigue, you increase availability. This is like universal psychology. It is tougher. And so drawing people down a path, whether online or in the showroom, that reduces choice intelligently actually could help speed up the buying process. So thinking about how you're making that introduction on the showroom, how you're, giving the customer exactly what they want when they want it, so that they're able to pick and choose the right thing without having to go through the decision fatigue of, there's honestly just more cars available.
Yeah. I mean, if you're thinking, past thinking was, oh, they have one, I'll take it, versus now like, oh, they have this one, but I know there's another one that
and over here they have this one.
And I bet that exists somewhere else. I'm going to keep looking for it. Hey, I do want to point out something here. Our friends at CDK had a bit of a rough year. So I just want to thank them for them,
continuing to put out good
contribute to the industry. Absolutely. Good research, valuable for you. And so thank you for staying on the hunt.
You're so right about that.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm saying, speaking of things we're so right about, if you want a Tesla Cybertruck,
the segue was cold, Paul.
It's just the truth. Tesla's begun now offering Cybertrucks directly from new vehicle, get this, inventory, indicating its once massive reservation backlog has dwindled. U.S. buyers can now order and receive a Cybertruck in roughly 1 week, suggesting that Tesla's exhausted the backlog. Despite over 1 million initial reservations, Tesla has delivered approximately 50,000 Cybertrucks in the U.S. so far. What's that, 5%? 5%. Yeah. Changes in the production model, higher price, lower range than originally promised, probably contribute. I'm going to say have contributed.
Higher price, I think, is the biggest.
Well, I mean, initially it was like 60 grand and 500 miles of range, and now it's 100 grand and 300 miles of range. Like, it's a difference.
That changes things.
Tesla's expanded the deliveries to Mexico and Canada to rise matching capacity, but there still can be like, hey, we were the #1 selling electric pickup truck.
They're the #1 selling. Early adopters will always be fast and furious. The question is, can they hit the second rung of the bell curve, right? Mm-hmm. How do they compare as, the first rung of early adopters kind of runs out and you run into a competitive matrix across all trucks that are EVs? Mm-hmm. It's going to be a really interesting next couple quarters for them on whether or not that demand, especially in the US side, is there. Now they have started producing the lower cost models, right? So they're getting well under 100,
which is there's 60 grand or something, 68 grand. Can you imagine that, buying a Cybertruck like today? And then like in a few months, there's going to be one that's $30,000 cheaper. That's just a little bit different.
Hair different without a badge on it. Yeah. Right. Yeah. It's a really interesting conundrum, but I think it's, they're honestly doing the Apple play when it comes to cars. Like, Apple always makes the premier thing look the best, look like the thing that you want.
Yeah.
But is the demand there? That'll be the big question mark. Hey, all I can tell you is, look, if you want to drive one in a week, you can drive one in a week. You just got to have some dollars. That's a big deal. That's kind of crazy.
That's interesting. You mentioned that about Apple, because they did not do that with the Mac Mini.
No, right? They came in swinging low.
And it's amazing. Really, and they made it the most affordable, like dollars per performance out there. And you think if, granted, they've been doing this for a while, right? The Cybertruck is the first swing, but if that Cybertruck, the one that they're about to release at 60 something grand, that would have sent demand through the roof.
I think so.
However, they wouldn't have been able to deliver on that demand, therefore disappointing a lot of people. So like, I wonder what the play is.
You wonder if like all those people that said nah to the original reservation come back through.
It's literally almost half price. Because some of those were 119. Right. And to come out of the gate at 60 grand, between 60 and 70.
I'm sure they got the follow-up mechanism on that. Right.
Yeah. Now they've actually had a little more time to dial in manufacturing.
Paul, you're about to get like an email every day being like, you want to buy the cheaper one?
Hey, remember the one you turned us down and made the post about? Try it again. Speaking of trying it again.
Segue
time. I don't know if this is exciting or terrifying.
This one's a little wild. Obviously, we're going to see this across a lot of different companies, but OpenAI is set to release a new AI quote agent, codenamed Operator, designed to take actions on users' computers, like writing code or booking travel. It's expected to launch as a research preview, so similar to like their current O1 Mini and O1 Preview in January. Operator will be available through OpenAI's API first, allowing developers to integrate it into various applications. Obviously, a bunch of people like Google's Gemini and Microsoft's Copilot are already doing some of these agent things. But what this brings is autonomy to AI at a level that we haven't seen in the past. And so OpenAI, Sam Altman hits it at this shift, calling it the next giant breakthrough in AI during a recent Reddit AMA. So ask me anything. So he's high on it. We'll see.
So this is the next phase, right? Where agents, and Steve Greenfield mentioned this in the article he just wrote for our new AI newsletter. By the way, if you haven't gotten it, ASOTU has released a new weekly AI curated email called autoindustry.ai. Right there. It. Way to be on the trigger of that, Nathan. Auto Industry AI. Sign up for that once a week. We're going to give you a curated list of notes. And Steve Greenfield listed AI agents as a second step in AI deployment through companies. This is basically a massive game changer. Like, this is far beyond just improving a model a little bit. This is now having a thing go carry out a task for you without you having to sit there and prompt it back and forth and coming back with a result. Right.
Yep. And the interesting thing for me here is when you look at what like Claude or Copilot or Gemini are, are their penetration into the market, they just have less penetration. And so you see less people using agents now. They're obviously only opening this to the API, which most of the public is not utilizing the API. They're using the UI interface. But as it comes to the UI interface, you're going to see more daily and monthly active users using agents than ever before, and probably less educated people that are utilizing agents. That's where the question mark comes into me. Is like the Gen Pop ready for a lot more use of AI agents?
No, we were talking yesterday about the bell curve of AI.
Yep.
And like, we're like thinking like 2-3 years out as we're kind of like mulling it over, going over. And you were like, dude, most people couldn't even like do some basic things on this right now.
No, basic prompting is tough for most people.
Let me ask you this. So how do you actually get access and use the API?
So there's a totally separate website that is dedicated to the API. It's pretty easy to create, but then you have to have some developer knowledge in how to interact with the API.
Can I have AI develop me something that uses that API?
Yes, absolutely. Now you need to understand GitHub a little bit, or Git repo, or something like that to be able to like deploy that stuff. But you could probably, through 2 or 3 days of prompting AI, get it to help you set it up.
If you're kind of handy, right? This is like when Home Depot is like, you can do it, we can help, right? Like, so if you got the friend, right, this is a you can do it, we can help moment. Maybe you can get early access to use the agent. But if you're thinking about that, you can figure it out. If you're not thinking about it, don't worry about it. We'll help you figure it out. Subscribe to autoindustry.ai. Get your nerdy side there and just get the feel good. This is why the industry is great at Amazon Prime Video. Search more than cars and pay the $1.99 for crying out loud.